come here, come here. Oh my. Oh my, yeah. You know what? This is Cascade's old job. That's our people. That's a camera. And those are your people. Oh, off he goes. Hi, everybody. Remember us? I don't blame you if you don't. It's been like 9 months since we've done a video. And I'll apologize if the wind is there, and I'll apologize for the noise in the background, but that's part of what's new around here. By the way, this is Robert Earl along with Eco, the Eco Watchdog, out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Educational Center in far west Texas. So it's been a long time since we did a video. I took a couple months off because we were really busy and I got frustrated by a lot of things that aren't worth getting into. Took a few months off, probably 4, grabbed the camera, and the computer wouldn't identify the camera any longer. So I waited and waited and waited. As some of you know, we did do a fundraiser where we raised some money to buy a new computer and a program, and we're all set up again, ready to do videos, and more importantly, I'm ready to do videos because I was kind of burned out. The reason I was burned out is we pretty much did all the how-to stuff, and what I want to do is transition into teaching more about sustainable living, maybe a few recipes. I don't want to get into a cooking channel. We're going to talk about growing things in the greenhouse, but I don't want to get into a planting or a gardening channel. I want to keep it general about sustainable living. It's very important, especially with man-made climate disruption ramping up right now, and we're seeing the effects of it all over the world, including the COVID virus. That's part of nature's response. But we're seeing it all over the world. We're actually seeing it here. We had that 19-month drought before we got rain again. Now the rain is back to normal. But what I'm seeing here that's really weird is our nighttime temperatures have climbed. Our daytime temperatures aren't hot, but nighttime is staying hotter. That's disturbing. That's one of the precursors of global warming. Of course, we call it man-made climate disruption because the naysayers, the climate deniers, the people that won't get a COVID shot because they think there's nanobots in it, all those people, really, if you call it man-made climate disruption, it's too many syllables and their heads explode. That's why I say man-made climate disruption. Anyway, we are back, and behind me is the completed bathhouse for the campground. We've done really well with the campground. We've gotten some rave reviews. Outside Magazine in May ranked us the best campground in the Big Bend. So we're very proud of that. But I'm really proud of the great reviews that the campground gets. So behind me is the completed bathhouse. I'm not sure if you can see the kitchen, but I'll just run from the end. The green room is the kitchen. It's got a refrigerator, it's got AC power, it's got 12-volt power for charging things with. It's got a 2-burner stove, a sink, pots and pans and dishes if people want it, and leftover food. The food bank is out here. Our food bank has surplus food. And I feel really bad because so many people throughout the country that have to have food bank food, they don't get it, or the food bank doesn't have it. We have surplus. I take some of the surplus and leave it here for you guys. The blue door is a utility room. The yellowish green door is a half bathroom. It's just a toilet and a sink. The orange door is a bathroom that's got the hot water shower in it. The school bus yellow door with the white window is one of the guest rooms that we have. And the bright pink door is the other guest room. So we have 2 guest rooms available for people. If they don't want to camp in a tent, they've got a guest room. We've got 26 spots for tent camping here. That's one of the many things I did. I'm going to walk around real quick and show you some of the stuff we've done and then end this video because I'm still not sure if I can upload it. And one thing you'll notice, I've aged in the last year. I still need knee replacement surgery. The legs are really bothering me. I've slowed down quite a bit. I'm down to about a 5-hour work day out here. But 5 hours in 100-degree heat, not too bad. Here, let me get behind the camera and show you some of the stuff we've done. Well, that loud eking noise that's going to be in the background of probably everything I do this summer is the fan in the greenhouse. The greenhouse was part of the reason I got so depressed about everything. and quit doing videos because last year I didn't have a fan in the greenhouse. I thought that the slope here would allow the hot air to rise and go out the openings I made for it. Didn't work that way. It got to 120 degrees in here. Bottom line, nothing wanted to grow. Everything died. That's where I was discouraged because I put so much work and effort into building this greenhouse. Nothing would grow, and the tilapia started dying because the water got warm, wouldn't hold enough oxygen, and they started dying. Then we had that cold snap here where our temperature dropped to 9 degrees last winter, which further froze what little I was trying to grow last winter, but it also killed the tilapia. So you have to make adjustments, and you can't grow rice in the desert. Obviously, you can't grow rice in the desert, and you're not going to grow peaches up in northern Alberta. You're just not going to. There's some things you just can't do. The tilapia didn't work here because of our weather extremes. What will work is a real hardy fish. What's a hardy fish? Well, it's nothing you can eat. So I got koi. I have 50 koi divided into the 3 tanks. The koi do their job of trashing the water real good so that the nitrites get turned into nitrates that the plants take up. And as you can see behind me, plants are doing real well. I'm not going to get into the plants right now, but it looks like 2 years ago, the video we had all the plants doing so well. I've also got I've got a real nice new dirt garden inside the greenhouse. It needs a little more light. I've got to put some more candles in, and we're going to be making adjustments for the heat this year. We haven't gotten over 104 in here this year, which is great, but the tomatoes don't want to set when it's much over about 95, so I don't have a lot of tomatoes, but they'll come up as we hit September. The tomatoes will go crazy. But everything else is doing well. Oh, let's see. Yeah, you can see over my shoulder climbing up to the ceiling. Those are Asian long beans. They love the heat. They're gonna grow. If it's 110, they're gonna grow even more than they're growing right now. So they're gonna do real well. We'll get into all of that later on. How I'm gonna heat the place next winter, and let me show you just a little bit more. And I'm gonna end this thing because I want to see if I can edit it and get it uploaded. So you can say, oh, he's not dead after all. One thing I've been doing has been working on finishing the rough-in on the house itself. We still don't have the house finished where we can live in it. We've got the structure up. Now I'm working on the rough-in. The rough-in meaning getting the walls completely sealed, everything ready to put the drywall up. I'll tell you what's super expensive. We all know what happened with lumber. And lumber prices, and I loved it when about a month ago I heard that lumber futures plummeted by 50%, and all those dummy speculators out there that said, oh, it's going to just keep rising, we'll continue to rape the population. I hope they lost their fannies. Food banks, down that way, guys. Get down there, making lumber prices rise. Of one sheet of plywood, $55 at Home Depot. And that place I hate, McCoy's, they were as high, I understand, as $85 for a piece of plywood. One sheet of plywood. 2x4s got as high as $9 at Home Depot, and I saw them at $12 at McCoy's. Terrible, terrible pricing. But at any rate, I'm doing I finished this wall dividing our kitchen. We're going to finish the kitchen off. It's already pretty much boxed in. We have the rock work to do all the way around, and finally, if you ever remember seeing building the turret part 1 about 5 years ago, we're finally going to get a part 2 to building the turret. That's going to probably be September before we get it going. Money, as always, is holding me up, and price of insulation to finish in here. The insulation is expensive, and so I have to do what I can, and we'll get into some of the stuff we're trying to work on down the road, but I just wanted to touch a few of the things we're doing here, show you a couple of things, and that's it. And we'll see how this video does. Drop me a line, tell me make some comments, tell me what you'd like to see, any kind of comment. Remember, no profanity on my channel, I will delete it. And with that, it's Robert Earl out here at the Eco Ranch Sustainable Living Education Center in far west Texas saying, see you later.